Deunier.
Your Excellent Excellency, thank you for hosting us in your embassy.
Here.
Honorable Chairwoman, you and me, it's always a magical experience. Dear timekeeper, no hard feelings, right? Accomplished members of the jury, members of the shadow cabinet, you've been talking the talk, but can you walk the walk? My fellows from the government, you look like $1 million. Veggie money in your hands. Mother, welcome to the land down under the Eiffel Tower. Before I start my speech, ladies and gentlemen, I must announce a surprise grand prize for the opposition. You're getting a rebuttal! Your team line's getting a rebuttal! Everybody's getting a rebuttal! First of all, your team line, you equate experience to intelligence. Very sneaky. But throughout all your speeches, all of you have shared your wild experience in Australia. It was the best part of your speeches. It made us laugh. It made us connect. So clearly, sharing your experience has been more effective than just bombarding us with intelligently phrased arguments. Thomas, plumbers can be useful. Chess players can be useful. You, sir, don't have a political problem. You have an elitist problem. People in the boxes of their profession because you don't think experience can make you adapt. Being intelligent can help, but you won't have to adapt until you encounter an experience. No, thank you. So, our next question in Who Wants to Be a Finalist? Who played Sophia in The Color Purple? A. Whoopi Goldberg, B. Whitney Houston, C. Viola Davis, or D. Oprah Winfrey? You guessed it, it's D, it's me, Oprah Winfrey. I have flown into Paris, or Australia, if we take into extraterritoriality, to demonstrate how experience is more important than intelligence in two major points. Firstly, out of hubris, man will neglect experience, thus mistaking their intelligence for legitimacy. Secondly, experience shapes who we are.
Madam.
Yes.
How is experience more important if it is so easily neglectable?
Because intelligent people tend to think they're smarter than everyone else and will neglect their experience. Shame. Secondly, experience shapes who we are. It brings people together to create a common experience, capable of changing legislations and nations. I am a woman in process. I try to take every conflict, every experience, and learn from it. Others, however, will place an exuberant amount of confidence into their intelligence in an attempt to validate themselves. This leads me to my first point. A study conducted by the Journal of Experimental Studies in 2015 showed that those who, like the opposition, think intelligence is fixed have a tendency to be overconfident in their capacities. They will systematically evaluate you, dear audience, as less intelligent than them because they won't take into account your experience. Or maybe they'll compare you to golden retrievers. No thank you. We believe that there's no such thing as fixed intelligence, that intelligence can evolve through experience, and you are not limited to the IQ given to you at birth. We would rather have a conversation with someone who knows what they're talking about because they've lived it, because experience is more legitimate than empty, fixed intelligence. I can hear it.
You can hear an experience from someone who's been struck by lightning, but isn't it more interesting to hear from the scientist who actually knows what it does?
No, actually, because the person struck by lightning knows how it feels, and that's what I'm interested in. Even AI draws its intelligence from the experience it has gathered, as Magnus told us. But now, let's get back to Arthur, The Color Purple, and myself. A couple of years ago, I met Arthur at a bookstore. We struck up a conversation, and he asked me what was my secret to success. I answered, the struggle of my life created empathy. I could relate to pain, to being abandoned, to having people not love me. But where there is no struggle, there is no strength. And that is the reason for my success. The strength I drew from my experience, not my intelligence. No, thank you. If Arthur was able to remember who played the role of Sophia, it was because we discussed it. I told him that I was able to portray Sophia's pain and anger because I made it my own. This leads me to my second point. When people unite in their struggle, when they can see their own personal experiences reflected in others, powerful bonds are created. Bonds strong enough to bring people of different backgrounds, social status, ethnicity, gender together. Bonds that can demand change. Think of the Arab Spring, LGBT pride, Black Lives Matter, Me Too. These movements prove that people will fight together for their right against those that would shame them, with a purpose united by experience. When I started my show back in 1986, I was looking to share experience because people need to know they're not alone. Why was it so appreciated? Because we spoke for those who were silenced. Because the audience could relate to what was being said. Because humans crave connection, someone that can understand them and what they're going through. We have a thirst for humanity, which is not to have intelligence. It's to empathize, to feel, to experience. Let me ask you, do you want life-changing intelligence or a life-changing experience? Choose experience because we want to feel, we want to connect, we want to take the challenge of the debate and life. We will not be blinded by intelligence. It is not as important as experience. Be real, choose experience, and adopt emotion.